Now it's time for the Robb Johnson Sports Show, presented by the Legacy Maker Sports Network. What is good, everybody? How are you doing tonight here on another eventful Sunday night? The Robb Johnson Sports Show is coming to you again. Mr. Larry Patterson, how are you doing tonight, sir? How are we doing?
Man, what's going on, Rob? Ready to get down with this draft. Got a big week this week. NBA playoffs kicked off this weekend.
Yeah.
Some big games. Go Knicks.
Most
MLB
definitely.
in full rotation. NHL playoffs. Man, this is a good time for sports right now, bro.
I mean, this is the greatest rotation since Craig and Smokey, dog.
There's a better rotation, but that comes later on in the year, though. I think you know what I'm talking about.
Got you. So, Larry, if you could run down to the people, let them know who your top 5 first wide receivers are. Who are your top 5 wide receivers, 5-1?
My top 5 wide receivers, 5-1. Number 5, I'm going with Adonai. I guess I'm saying it right. Adonai
Mitchell. Yep. Yes, sir.
A wide receiver from Texas.
Okay.
I feel like he is going to be an underrated receiver somewhere, wherever he goes. Very speedy, quick, deep threat, downfield stretch, home run kind of guy. Brian Thomas Jr.
That's your
my
4?
number 4. That's my number 4.
Okay.
Brian Thomas Jr. I feel really good about this guy. If he goes to somewhere like Dallas, I feel like he could be a good solid number 2.
Yeah. He could put Cooks at 3. So yeah. Even though they need offensive line help like crazy, but
they do. I also was talking to Darrell today because we was filming the show today. I really don't mind seeing him in Pittsburgh. Who else do Pittsburgh have at the wide receiver position?
Hey man, that could be a hell of a combination, especially with George Pickens, who I'm already saying is going to have the best year of his career with one Russell Wilson, dog. Let's go.
Coming in at number 3.
Don't do it. I swear to God, you better not do it, Larry. I swear to God, don't do Larry. I wouldn't punch you for real, but I mean, because you my dog. But come on, Larry. I know what you about to do, Larry. What are you about to do that's gonna piss me off?
I'm gonna go Marvin Harrison Jr.
No, are you crazy?
I'm gonna go Marvin Harrison Jr. I feel
at
like
3?
At 3.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, stop. Spanish. I didn't have to take Spanish no more as my elective when I graduated from Virginia State. Thank God Virginia State dropped it because I wasn't good at Spanish, but I'm gonna have to learn it again because you can make some more money. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like these next 2, I feel like could provide a lot more than what Marvin Harrison. I could be wrong. I might be wrong, and if I am wrong, then hey, call me out. But at number 2, I'm gonna go Rome Odunze from Washington, and at number 1, I got Malik Neighbors from LSU.
Listen,
the best wide receiver in this draft.
Let me say this in all seriousness. Malik Neighbors is one hell of a wide receiver. Malik Neighbors out of LSU. He could become the best player in this draft and become the best wide receiver. I just think that we had so much time to think about what was going on in the offseason. Not the offseason, but after what happened with college. And because of the fact that Marvin Harrison Jr. didn't have the quarterback he had the year before, we didn't really get to see him show off his skills like he had. Jaden Daniels, had 2 elite guys. He had more than that. He had elite players around him. So they were going to be able to show off. So Um, yeah, that's your list. I'm gonna go to my list. As we said last week, and as we do to Skip Bayless, if you want to say it with me, my turn.
You gotta
So
drop the sound bite to that eventually.
yeah. Listen. I am going to create that soundbite very soon. I promise, and it is going to be absolutely magical. Now, from my wide receivers, if I can get my list together here, um, my number 5 is actually outside of the box. I know you probably a lot of people like really this guy. My number 5 is Troy Franklin, wide receiver out of Oregon. Right, Troy Franklin, wide receiver, Oregon. Dude is good, man. I'm telling you, the dude is good.
I agree.
Um, I was getting ready to give Javon Baker to my number 4 spot, but out of UCF, he's really good. And I think Steve Smith talked about him. He's a good player, but I can't give him that. I'm gonna give Rome Odunze number 4, only because Odunze is a good player, but I think Michael Penix made him more than what but then the opposite. I think that Michael Penix was very responsible for Roma Dunze. So I'm going to give him number 4. At number 3, Brian Thomas Jr. Look, man, this guy could easily become the best player in the draft. He could easily do some things. He could easily do some things that could make everybody forget about just that. I guess what I'm trying to say is that he could literally make them forget about Marvin Harrison Jr. and Malik Neighbors. That's how good he is, especially if he goes to the right team. Number 2, I'm gonna give it to Malik Neighbors for now, only because I think Marvin Harrison Jr., if he gets with the right team like the Arizona Cardinals, I believe that I believe that he'll go in there, he'll make Kyler Murray a better quarterback, and they'll do great things. His father wore all blue. Now he's wearing all red. We can come together as people. We can come together as a nation.
I see where you're going with this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We come together as a nation. What do you think about my list, brother? What do you think about my list and the coming together?
The Troy Franklin one was a surprise, but I see why you pick him because
He's good, bro. He's good.
he
And like I
is.
said, I was so close to Javon Baker, bro, because like I tell you, he gives me those Brandon Marshall vibes from UCF all over again.
Yeah, Troy Franklin is definitely is. And I actually do like him. Not like him enough to put him in my top 5, but I do actually do like him. I think that he will eventually get picked. I want to say probably maybe second round somewhere.
Yeah, I tell you one
Maybe
thing. Damn it. If he go to Kansas City, it's over. If you go to Kansas City, I just put this on Facebook recently. Xavier Weaver, he's not in my top 5 because he's not going to probably go to the 5th or 6th round. Wide receiver out of Colorado, he can take a slant
oh
and he
yeah.
can take a slant and he can go 70. I'm telling you
Yeah.
right now, if you're the Kansas City Chiefs, you go after this guy. If you're the Dallas Cowboys and you need a 4th or 5th receiver, you go after this dude. I'm telling you, man. Especially because Jerry's trying to get Shador in Dallas next year.
That kid is gonna make some quarterback happy, man.
Oh my God,
Just
yes.
just
Oh my
seeing his
God,
production
yes.
from this past year, he was
Oh my
amazing,
God,
bro.
yes. Well, we are on a limited time crunch tonight because me and Larry have to make runs for foods. So let's get to our next list. Give me your top 5 quarterbacks, and Larry, please do not disappoint me. Do not disappoint me, sir, because it don't hurt my feelings here.
All right.
Oh, and by the
So
way, let me say this too. You all saw the graphic I had up. I don't know if I uploaded it here or not, but the graphic we had coming in with the Commanders or the old Redskins graphic. Basically, if I'm Jaden Daniels, Washington tries to draft me, I say no. I want to go to the Las Vegas Raiders. But hey, that's just me, bro. That's just me.
I mean, I don't know. I
We
mean,
know the history of Washington and certain quarterbacks, man. Do you really
yeah.
want to, if you're Jaden Daniels, man, because you know what Washington gonna do, right? They're gonna draft Jaden Daniels and they're gonna end up drafting some dude. They're gonna end up drafting some dude in the 3rd round, and the Washington fans gonna want him to play after he has a 300-yard game in the preseason. so
They're
Larry,
gonna draft Sam Hartman in the 5th round.
oh my God, yes. So Larry, go ahead and give everybody your top 5 quarterbacks, 5-1, sir.
All right, my top 5. I'm gonna come in at number 5. You know how I feel toward Michael Penix. I love Michael Penix, but there's some things that I don't like about Michael Penix, and that's why I'm gonna put him
Come
at
on,
5.
Larry. Come on, Larry. You know how I feel about
That's why
Michael
I'm gonna put
Penix
him at
Jr.
number 5. Well,
No, you're not.
when
No,
when
man,
when I see
hold up.
when
Man, hold
when
the
I
hell up. Hold the hell up, Larry. Come
when
on, bro.
when I see the underneath stuff, when I see the over the middle stuff, then I can put him a little higher. But I love Michael Penix, but it's not bad. It's top 5. He's never in 1, 2. He's at number 5. But I'm gonna put him
Uno,
at
dos,
number 5.
tres, cuatro, cinco. Say, got
I'm,
your ass.
I'm gonna put Penix at number 5, man.
Okay, bro. I got you.
So at number 4, I saw Drake May at UVA,
Okay.
and I was impressed. Nah, I wasn't impressed.
Yeah.
But for the most part of what I saw, I feel like Drake May can do some things for an NFL team. Which NFL team that is, we don't know yet.
So are
But
you trying to tell me? Are you trying to sit here and tell me that Drake May needs to sit for at least 3 years?
I'm not saying 3 years. He may have to sit a year. Remember, a lot. I had him going to not Minnesota. I had him going to New England. But word around town is that New England might be open to trade out of the spot. So ain't no telling where he's going to go now, especially if New England gets up out of that spot.
Okay. All right, Larry.
I
Who's your
don't think
number?
New England should do that. But, I mean, hey. So I'm going to say Drake May.
Okay. But, please, look, man. You already know how I feel about a certain quarterback. Which number 3, man?
And number 3, I'm going to go.
Hold on, man.
Let me get
Come
it
on,
out.
bro.
Let me get it out.
I know what you're getting ready to say, though, man.
What am I going to say?
You know, I know what you're going to say. Some Jeepers Creepers bullshit. That's what you get ready to say. Go ahead, Larry.
And number 3, I'm going to go Kate. Nah.
I swear to God, man. I swear to you, man. I'm telling you right now.
And number 3, I'm going to go Bo Nix.
Thank you.
And
See?
Bo Nix is growing on me.
But look, tell the people who help him grow on you. Let them know. Who's that person? Who? Me. Me. I'm the
Bo
one.
Nix is growing on me, especially rewatching his film. He's growing on me. The extra year that he spent there, the maturity that he has. I feel like he can go in and he can make a quarterback. I mean, a head coach happy. You know, he can do some of the things that a head coach wants him to do. You know, so
and let's not get it confused. Everybody thought Liberty was going to be in that game. And everybody was like, Liberty, 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 Liberty. Got into a car crash. No insurance.
In the first few minutes, they were though.
Yeah, and then what happened after that? Bo Nix just. What can Bo do for you?
So, moving on to number 2. My number 2 quarterback is Caleb Williams.
You know what, motherfucker? I should mute you.
Caleb Williams. I'm going Caleb Williams as my number 2 quarterback, and number 1 I'm going Jaden McDaniels. I just feel really good about Jaden, and I feel like if he's going to Washington. He's going. Cliff Kingsbury.
Did you call him Jaden McDaniels like he won McDonald's or something?
Did I say Jaden McDaniels?
I think you said You know what? You know what your problem is? You got French fries on the brain. Hey, shout out to McDonald's. Hey, what do you call it? A McDouble?
Damn, I said that.
I need listen, no, Larry, that's good. We can get a promotion from McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? Like advertisement where we advertise the McDouble, the Jaden McDouble.
Right? We need shares of every McDouble that's sold
in Arkansas. Okay, so that's your top five. All right, let me give you mine. Mine is gonna surprise you because that's how I do. So number five, Spencer Rattler, quarterback, South Carolina. I think this guy is growing. I think that he's the next Russell Wilson. I think that yes, yes, yes. Spencer Rattler. Now, Michael Pratt was getting ready to be my number five. I was going to put Pratt in the top five, but I'm telling you, Spencer Rattler, he's gone through a lot. What happened in Oklahoma, then he going to the SEC. I'm telling you, man. And here's the thing, Larry. Don't be shocked in the second round if your Denver Broncos pick him up in the second or third round and he goes out there and he does great things because that team is rebuilding. So I could see him going to your Denver Broncos and doing some great things. But hey, just keeping
Man,
it
he'll be
honest with you.
crucified.
Listen, man.
I understand where you're going, but especially if we go in a different direction in like in the first round, and we don't have a second round pick. But if we do, go in a different direction as far as quarterback in the
Oh
third
my
round,
God. Oh
yeah.
my God, Larry. I can't believe this about you, sir. Are you being racist right now? No more black quarterbacks? You so what is it, Larry? You want a blonde haired, blue eyed guy? Is that what you want, Larry, in Colorado? Is that what you
Um,
want, Larry? You want a whole different direction? No more black quarterbacks in Denver?
they they are eye candy. They are eye candy to certain
I'm
people there. So
saying. So what you're saying
I,
is,
I I don't mind black quarterbacks. I just don't want that black quarterback.
okay. But what you're saying is it's Tiffy time. Okay, in all seriousness though, but no, but I feel you though. So Spencer Rattler is up and down. So if I'm Denver, in all seriousness, for Denver, you're looking towards next year possibly with Shador or Quinn Ewers. And if you can find a diamond in the rough, but the Broncos really, I'm not gonna say it's a throwaway season, bro, but they just need to build. They need to
Yeah,
build, and they need to build that roster, make some trades, and be trade down. They don't need to worry about bringing a guy in. That's why I was saying JJ McCarthy would make no sense because it just wouldn't make any sense. I wouldn't make that move. Well, I wouldn't move up if I was Denver. They need to build through that team. But number five was Spencer Rattler. At number four, I had Drake May. Number three, I'm gonna go Michael Penix Jr. Number two, I have Bo Nix. Oh shoot, I'm sorry. Hold on. What did I say? Okay, so redo this. Number five, I had Spencer Rattler. Number four, I had let me see. I had damn, this is hard. I had Michael Penix Jr. at number four. At number three, I had Jaden Daniels. Number two, I have Bo Nix. And number one, I have Caleb Williams. So no, I don't have Drake May in my top five. I'm sorry. And I don't have JJ McCarthy. I'm just not a fan of those guys, man. I just think it has disaster written all over it.
you flamed me for putting Michael Penix at 5, but you put him at 4.
I mean, you put him at five. I put him at four. So I was up a spot. I mean, that's still a spot, Larry. I mean, big spot, little spot, your spot, my spot. There's a spot. I mean, what's the difference? Okay, listen. What's the difference when a big person has to park towards the back, but they get a spot up? That spot is important. To us big people, that spot is important.
That's an extra step you have to walk.
Oh, I'm just saying, yeah. I mean, yeah, exactly. So
You know how
that's
big people is when you know how big people is.
hey man, hell yeah.
God damn.
I'm not huge, but I'm still a big dude, man. That spot's important, especially start pouring down raining. Can't get the braids wet. So, all right, so that was my top five wide receivers and quarterbacks. That was yours as well. Let people know who your favorite defensive and the offensive linemen are, and tell them why.
My favorite offensive lineman is Talise. I hope I'm saying it right. Talise
Yeah, Talise. Yep.
Fuaga. Fuega.
Fuego. Yeah.
from Oregon State.
Out of Oregon State, yes, yes.
Yes. Great pass protector.
6'6", 334.
You hear that? 6'6", 334, and a great pass protector. And I love pass protecting more than I love run protecting because, I mean, well, run blocking because run blocking you can get with that. You can learn that along the way, and even if you're not good at that. But pass protecting, if you're great at pass protecting early on, I mean, what more can you ask for? I love a great pass protecting offensive lineman starting out. So that's one of my favorite. That's my favorite offensive lineman right now going out. And my favorite defensive lineman I'm going to say is Byron Murphy.
Yeah.
Um,
Did you
yeah,
know that Marvin Harrison Jr. is not Marvin Harrison's son? I knew that.
who didn't know that?
Hey, hey, listen. Hey, listen. Full disclosure, Rudy Giuliani wasn't at the Towers that day. George Bush didn't declare war on Iraq. I'm just saying.
but but yeah, I'm gonna go Byron Murphy the second, defensive lineman out of Texas, a little undersized,
Mm-hmm.
for the defensive lineman style. But I feel like he can grow into that. Whether it's on the interior pass rushing in or whether it's the run stuffing in, I feel like he can grow into that. So I feel like him going to a team like the Raiders, which they're already building a decent defensive repertoire over there anyway,
Yeah,
behind
yeah,
Antonio Pierce. I feel like he'll be great in that spot. But those are my two favorites right there.
yeah. He's not one of my guys, but definitely Johnny Newman out of Illinois. There's a guy that you gotta watch. Johnny Newman out of Illinois, definitely up there. For mine, I would say Troy Fontenot, interior offensive lineman, 6'4", 317. This guy, in my opinion, Larry, is going to be a Hall of Famer. I think he is. I think he's destined for Hall of Fame status one day. He's very good. I like his blocking techniques on the run and pass. Again, you saw how much time that Michael Penix had. So when you talk about my favorite defensive player, for me, again, this is
said that he's going to be a Hall of Famer.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And listen. You can go talk to any aficionado. They will tell you that this guy is going to be good. Now, I'll tell you another guy. This guy has Michael Parsons. He has potential Michael Parsons speed with a better motor. And when you talk about Alabama's rushers, you can go back to Derek Thomas when he's a linebacker, but this is a defensive end. But this guy is just great off the edge. He has the size and the speed, everything you want. Dallas Turner, defensive end from Alabama. This guy, if he goes to Chicago, I'm telling you right now, it's the same effect from last year when you had a situation where C.J. Stroud was drafted, and then you had, I believe it was C.J. Anderson. It was Anderson, the edge rusher, who was drafted by the Texans as well. This would be the same situation. If you're the Bears, not only do you get Caleb Williams, but you get Dallas Turner, right? You put him in Montez Sweat. That Bears defense changed forever when Montez Sweat came there last year. And there are so many options with defensive players. I'm projecting him to go to Chicago. But if you're the Atlanta Falcons, and now don't get me wrong, Latu from UCLA is good as well. But in my opinion, and I think both guys will be perennial Pro Bowlers. But if you're Atlanta, you cannot let Dallas Turner go by the wayside. I'm sorry.
I can agree with that. I think with them at 8, if they decide to stay there, you can't
Yeah,
go wrong with Latu or Dallas Turner. You
definitely,
can't go wrong
definitely,
with that. I
definitely.
mean, especially for a team that needs that. They need that pass rushing anyway.
Oh, most definitely, most definitely. Now let's go to the playoffs and let's go to yesterday and let's just discuss the games a little bit. We're not gonna go too deeply into, like I said, me and you got food to get, so we're gonna go through these pretty quickly before we get to our last word, where we go off and the segment I keep naming every week, but it's basically now called Blast Off. You're gonna blast off and let the world know how you feel. You know what I'm saying? Don't Chris Brown anybody because I'm not trying to get sued tonight, but just blast off, right? So yeah. Orlando, Cleveland, 97-83. Your thoughts on that game?
Um, for
Yeah,
good
yeah.
portions in that game, Orlando was very lackadaisical in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they just behind a lot. Donovan Mitchell, 30-point game. Um, I feel like Cleveland, like I told you before, I think Cleveland's gonna come out and win this game. I do think Orlando's gonna make it interesting though. Like I can see Cleveland winning in his 6 or 7. But with this game yesterday, Cleveland that was Cleveland's game. You had Jared Allen also getting him what was it, a 16-point double double. And Evan Mobley had him a good game too. I think he also had a 16-point double double. I think it was a double double, but he had him a 16-point game. But yeah, man,
I'm gonna
Cleveland all the way
be
in that one.
I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. This series doesn't start till it gets back to Orlando. They're not beating Cleveland tomorrow night. This series starts once it gets to Orlando. Orlando historically, and I can say this for a fact. I don't have to even look at the numbers. Orlando doesn't start playing good basketball in playoffs historically till they get back to their home arena. So it starts when it gets back to Orlando. Bottom line.
Paulo
Cleveland.
Banchero ball though.
Oh yeah, he did, but that's what I'm saying. Everybody else is gonna have to start picking it up. Banchero is a good player. He's a really good player, and I had Orlando being good this year and the next couple of years. But when you're talking about Wagner, Isaac, and Suggs, those guys are gonna have to step it up. I mean, Gary Harris played 33 minutes and had 0 points.
Mm.
That can't happen. That can't happen. He had what? 0 points, 2 rebounds, 3 steals. That can't happen. And then for Wendell Carter, you play what? 15 minutes and you can only manage 3 points. I mean, even if we look a little deeper real quick into this game, the free throw disparity, it wasn't that much. I mean, what was it? 17 of 21 from Cleveland, and then Orlando shot 30 free throws and they were 19 of 30. 19 of 30. And look at the final score. They lost by 14. You missed 11 free throws. And here's a kicker. You shoot 8 of 30 from Cleveland from three-point land. But what's worse? Orlando shoots 8 of 37.
God damn.
Points in the paint. 48 to 36 advantage Cleveland. That's where they won the game.
Yeah.
It's the little things, dude. It's the little things.
Yeah.
Come on, man. It's the little things. So next game we had a blowout. Minnesota beats Phoenix 120-95. Quickly, your thoughts on that game?
Anthony Anderson. Not Anthony Anderson. Anthony
What y'all here doing? Still in ATMs? At the barbershop? What's wrong with you?
What's that dude's last name, man?
Anthony
Edwards.
Hey, are you trying to tell me you also fighting crime at night too? In New York with Law and Order?
Blink man. But Anthony Edwards, man, is a freaking star.
Oh, most definitely.
And he took that game
listen,
over.
for him to not be in the top 3 of the MVP is a crime.
Yeah.
NBA pushing that international agenda again. I was just saying on my Facebook that we got no American players, but like somebody said, Shea Alexander is as American as possible. No, he's from Canada.
He's native.
He's from America.
He's from Canadian.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. He played basketball here in America, but he was born in Canada. It's like saying Drake is an American. No, he's not. He's from Canada.
Yeah, I mean, you had Jalen Brunson in the top 5, but
We ain't gonna talk about that. You keep going. I'm pissed about that. Keep going.
But yeah, man, Anthony Edwards is a
33
star in the
points, by the way.
making.
33 points.
33 points. The shit talking that he was doing to Kevin Durant, it was a real highlight moment of the game, and Kevin Durant had no other choice but to
But
really
listen,
respect it.
I don't want to hear any media outlets being upset about that because all I keep hearing about is complaining talking about the games aren't the same. People don't have the same passion. He's showing you the passion. So I don't want to hear no crap tomorrow on these shows talking about, oh well he should wait the bear. No, they beat him by 25. And I said
Yeah,
this in the offseason, bro. Listen, here's the thing. You just give they just handed Grace, and you know I don't count people's money. But they just handed Grayson Allen a 4-year, $70 million deal. I think he got hurt, by the way. But at the same time, that was, I think, in the late second or almost third quarter. He only had 4 points at that point. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? Like that's crazy. And then Booker was missing, bro. I got home yesterday. Booker was missing everything. I don't know if he had a parlay on the game. I don't know if him and Shohei Ohtani was on the line together. I don't know what was going on, but that was just complete trash. Kevin Durant showed up with 31 points. I don't want to hear nobody talk about Kevin Durant, talking about his legacies on the line, all that crap, and is no. Kevin Durant actually showed up yesterday. The rest of these dudes didn't. Bradley Beal, 15 points. Look, man,
yeah.
I've been on the Bradley Beal train about how this dude, man, just I don't trust him. I just don't trust Bradley Beal. He's been in this losing culture for so long. I mean, how you gonna break out of that? At least with Kevin, at
Dang, he
least
was
at
used
least
to
with
it.
Kevin, at least with Kevin Garnett, he got to a Western Conference Finals with Minnesota. At least he was getting to the playoffs perennially. I mean, what's Bradley Beal done with Washington? And he had talent in Washington. He had some talent.
Either missed the
So
playoffs or either he was hurt.
yeah,
You
because
know,
that's what I'm saying.
you
At
know.
least when Kevin Garnett went to Boston, he was like, "Yo, guys, at least I've been to the playoffs. At least I had to fight." And that's when they had the 3-2 format, not the 4-3 in the first round. So yeah, I think Phoenix is in trouble.
I also think that do they have an answer for the two bigs for Cat and Rudy?
Um, they have as much of a good answer as no, they don't. I can't give an analogy. I mean they got Nurkic, but what the hell is he gonna do?
I mean, he ain't gonna be able to do it by his damn self.
I
So,
mean, I mean,
and he
I
can
mean,
only do but so much. He
well,
can
let me
only be
well,
physical for so
let me
much.
let me check that. I thought they had Boyle. He only played three. You mean to tell me? And I know he's not. I know he's a little bit on the skinnier side. But you mean to tell me you got a 24-year-old 7'3" player in Boyle, and he only played 3 minutes? He
See,
only played 3 minutes.
see.
Come on, bro. Like that's the stuff I'm talking about, man. That
I
that
mean,
that that's the stuff.
he can give you a shot or two. I mean, he ain't gonna do too much
I
damage
mean, you
down in the
got I mean you
hole,
got
but
Royce O'Neal who's 6'6", but what is he gonna do? I mean, really, what is he gonna do? And then you got what Drew Eubanks out of Oregon State. He ain't gonna do nothing against Cat and them boys, man. Come on, bro. Come on.
nah,
You know what it
nah.
comes down to? It comes down to coaching. I'm gonna tell you something. I like Phoenix's coach. He won a championship with the Lakers. Blah blah blah. But man, these people out here want to keep firing these coaches, but be very careful who you firing because you might get a dud. And right now, Minnesota's being coached greatly. So here's the next one. We got the Knicks and the 76ers. I made this just for you, Larry. What do you think about this, buddy?
Yeah, yeah. Jalen
Hold up,
Brunson
wait a
came.
minute. Y'all thought I was finished?
Brunson came through late in the stretch yesterday with the 22. I believe he had 22 yesterday, but that game was more
It was
about Josh
everybody else.
Hart
Mm-hmm.
and Deuce McBride shooting well. I believe I don't know if I think he had like maybe he was 5 for 8 or something like that. He shot well from three. He shot the ball well from the field. Josh Hart played out of his mind defensively, offensively. So Mitchell Robinson grabbing the boards and playing good defense against Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid um,
Being Joel Embiid.
Unfortunate. Look, when he flung it to the backboard, and then when he caught the lob, and then he slammed it, I'm like, oh shit! And then when he came back down, and he hit the ground, and he hit the floor, I'm like, oh shit.
Well, here's the thing about Miles McBride, man. He's 23 years old. He won't be 24 until I believe this is August. He was born 8/9/2000, so he won't be 24 until August. Yesterday he was 7 of 12 from the field, 7 of 12 from the field, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, and 5 of 7 from 3-point land. You know what I do? You know when I knew this game and this series was over? I'm saying the series is over
No,
already.
come on, Rob. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Listen to
Don't
me.
do that.
Listen to me, Larry. Listen to me. Philadelphia came out and gave them everything they had. Philadelphia came out and punched New York in the mouth. They were up like what, 10 points?
Yeah,
They
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 were.
were they were destroying New York. And I'm thinking to myself, what's New York doing? I'm like, what are the Knicks doing? Are they not able to stay in the game? Are they not able to? In fact, the Knicks' biggest, I'm sorry, not the Knicks, but the Sixers' biggest lead in this game was 13 points. Points in the paint, 46-36 in favor of the 76ers. 3-pointers, 12 of 35. The Knicks were 16 of 35. Rebounds, the Knicks out rebounded. And here's the crazy thing: everybody said that Joel Embiid, because they had him in there, they were out rebound the Knicks. The Knicks out rebound them 55-33.
Mm.
55-33. That tells me right there that the Knicks are a more physical team. The Sixers had a 13-point lead, and they could not put them away. Yeah, I'm saying this series is over because, and to me, it may be a sweep, maybe 5 games, but the Knicks are the better team. Jalen Brunson he didn't have his greatest game yesterday.
No, he didn't.
He didn't. And how much more is Joel Embiid going to give you? How much more is that knee going to hold up? How much more is his conditioning? You see, Sixers fans wanted to get Doc Rivers and James Harden out the building so fast and so quickly, not forgetting that James Harden won you 2 playoff games last year. But your superstar, Joel Embiid, couldn't stay healthy. The excuses continue for Joel Embiid. I don't understand it. I don't know why. Maybe he's a lovable character. Maybe he's a lovable guy. I don't know. But we're going to be having the same conversation in 5 years when Joel Embiid is 34, 35 years old and his trade value is telling you, man, they need to get rid of him in the offseason. They need to get rid of him and while he still is valuable. Because if not, they're not winning a championship no time soon.
The thing is, what team would that be to take him?
You already know what that team is, bro. You already know what that team is. What's the one team in the last 2-3 decades that always gets their big man? Los Angeles Lakers. It is what it is. And now, I mean, what are they going to do? They're going to draft Bronny to have LeBron come to Philadelphia? I don't think that's going to happen. But was it Lakers? You could get him in Golden State. Maybe you could revive Steph Curry, the Kings. I mean, there are a lot of possibilities, but Philly needs to get value for him because if they don't win this first round series, they've got to start thinking about the future. Because you don't want to waste Maxey because sooner or later he's going to blame Maxey like he blames everybody else. Look, man, seriously, he blamed Ben Simmons. He blamed Markelle Fultz. I mean, it's everybody's fault except Joel Embiid, man.
Yeah.
Eventually, he going to have to say, I got the problem.
You know who fault it isn't? Tyrese Maxey.
Exactly.
That dude played his ass off yesterday.
I got you.
And every time he blow by a defender, whether it was Brunson, whether it was Hart, whether it was whoever, I'm like, somebody stop this dude.
Yeah.
He was unstoppable.
Well, speaking of unstoppable, that's what it feels like when it comes to the Lakers and their ability to beat the Nuggets. The Nuggets outscored them 64 to 55, 64 to 54 in the paint. The Lakers' biggest lead was 12, but that evaporated quickly. Turnovers, Lakers had 12. The Nuggets only had 4. 3-pointers, 15 of 42 for the Nuggets, 8 of 29 for the Lakers. Free throws, 17 of 19 for the Lakers. Here's the kicker. Guess how many free throws the Nuggets shot, dog?
I mean,
6. 6.
whoa.
They were 5 of 6 from the line. The Lakers were 17 of 19 from the line.
Mm.
D'Angelo Russell did not show up the way D'Angelo Russell needed to show up. Hachimura had 7 points in 31 minutes. See, I remember when Michael Porter Jr. I remember when Michael Porter came out and he had that back injury, and I begged the Knicks to draft him. I begged. His defense is so good, and he is such a good player that if he was like healthy all the time, he's the difference right now, man. You got a first round pick who went late because of a back injury.
Hey, I was concerned my damn self. I wanted him.
Yeah, yeah,
Great D3 guy, but it's just
yes,
the concerns, it's the injury concerns. Like, do I really want to deal with fucking back injuries each and every year? But
yeah.
I mean,
And then
hey,
Jokic, 32 and 12. I mean, LeBron had 27. Anthony Davis had 32 and 14. You can't ask for more. But D'Angelo Russell has to do better than 13 points. And Spencer Dinwiddie and Gabe Vincent, they can't be out here scoring 0 points. That just can't happen.
they had a
So
graphic. Go
yeah,
ahead.
no, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
They had a graphic earlier I saw with D'Angelo Russell, and it had shit stains on the back of his shorts
Yeah,
because of how he basically just he basically pooped his pants in the playoffs. But in the regular
mm,
season, like, you're playing lights out. It's like, what matters more? Game
yeah,
two, he got to show up, man.
exactly. Let's go to today. Boston destroyed Miami. Well, I'm not shocked because first the Bulls laid an egg, and then Boston Boston beat down a Heat team who clearly put everything on the line Friday night. So I'm not gonna talk about that too much because I think we both expected that, especially Jimmy Butler not being there.
Jason
Um,
Tatum had a 20-point triple double, I believe.
yep.
So
Um,
I said this before. Boston needs to take care of business, and when I mean take care of business, it needs to be a sweep, and it needs to be 5 games. Do not let this play out to where
it needs to be
Miami
4 games, and they need to beat them by at least 20 points. They need to beat them by at least 12 to 20 a game, easily.
do
Beat
not
them
sit
down.
here and let this team do what they did last year.
Exactly. The Clippers without Kawhi Leonard defeat the Mavericks 109 to 97. I think that coming into this series, people were doing a little bit too much thinking and not giving the Clippers the credit they deserve. Um, Kyrie had 31, Luka had 33, but the next best player had 11, and that was PJ
Mm,
Washington. All right.
mm.
So now you go to the Clippers. Harden had 28. Zubac, who the Lakers should never got rid of, stupid, had 20. Paul George had 22. Mann had 13. Russell Westbrook had 13. Mason Plumlee had 2. And they still got a whole host of guys who are on their bench who can contribute, like PJ Tucker. PJ Tucker could come off the bench tomorrow, could come off the bench on the next game and hit 3 threes. Bones Highland. They're just deep, man. They're just deep.
I
I,
agree.
I I don't see the Mavericks winning the series. The Mavericks don't play any defense.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. Same. I think the same thing. Any word on when Kawhi is coming back?
To be honest with you, man, I wouldn't. I would if I was the Clippers. I know I can beat Dallas game 2. I think Game 3 will be one of those things where the Mavericks just beat them down. But I would bring Kawhi back Game 4, and then have him. By then, I think this will be 5 games. So bring him back Game 4, be up 3-1, go back home, close this thing out.
Yeah,
Get,
I
get,
agree
get,
there.
give him 4 games because you do not want him to blow his knee out again. You just don't want it.
Dallas needs length.
Yeah. I mean, everybody complained all year. Everybody complained before the season, talking about we want our players to play in the regular season. Okay, he played 70+ games. He played 70 games, I believe. I mean, what you want? I mean, hey. Um, I know I put this on Facebook as well. I think I got a response, but I'm like I said, but this is how I felt because I feel like there are a lot of people who out there in the world who feel like this. I think people want their Doc Rivers meme. People have their Doc Rivers memes ready to go. But guess what? You can't put them out tonight. 109-94. No Giannis, no problem. Milwaukee beats the Pacers 109-94.
Mm.
Dame Lillard shows up with 35 points. Chris Middleton, who I remember somebody on radio said the other day that he was a shell of himself. Well, that shell of himself scored 23 points. Bobby Portis had 15. Brook Lopez had 11. I think that the Milwaukee Bucks are tired of the talk. I think they're ready to show the world what they got. The Pacers are a really good young team. Siakam had 36 points. He's only 30 years old, so he's still a young guy. He's not old at all. But here's the problem, brother. Tyrese Halliburton, 37 minutes, 9 points. That can't happen.
What was the
That
other
can't
stat
happen.
line?
9.7 rebounds, 8 assists. I mean, he almost had a triple double, but come on. It's horrible, man. I mean, come on. And especially when you are going and what that's telling me is that the Bucks have been ready to lock down. Because see, the Bucks are smart. I said it before, man. Why would you want the 2 seed? Why would you want the 2 seed? Get the 3 seed, and guess what? You play the bottom. So now you get New York, or either you get Philadelphia, and we know how those teams are with injuries. All three of the teams have injury issues.
Yeah,
But yeah, if you're Milwaukee, you avoid Boston at all costs until the Eastern Conference Finals potentially.
yeah. And then
Yeah,
Giannis
you got to
could
be
be back
smart.
by then. So
Exactly. Now, the game that's currently on television right now, the Oklahoma City Thunder lead, or actually, they don't lead. The game is tied in the second quarter. This is a very exciting series. I think it's going to be an exciting series. No Zion Williamson with the hamstring, but the Pelicans, man, are really showing us something. They're tied with Oklahoma City. So, how do you think this game is going to go tonight on TNT?
I think the Thunder will come out on top, but like you said, this is gonna be very interesting. I think it's gonna be very close. Man, did I want the Kings to win this game against the Kings on Friday night. Because if they
You
did,
want them to beat the Pelicans, right?
the Pelicans,
Yeah, yeah,
it,
yeah,
because if they did, I was taking the Kings in that first round series against the Thunder.
yeah. I don't know, man. I think
I
I mean,
I,
right
I don't
now,
know.
it's interesting to me because right now, again, the game is tied at 33, and Brandon Ingram literally is 1 of 4 from the field with 2 points. That's got to be a worry if you're Oklahoma City, right? If Brandon Ingram only has 2 points and the game is tied at 33, I was trying to use a disrespect card with Oklahoma City, but they may prove me wrong, bro. They may prove me wrong. They may actually be one of the weaker 1 seeds of all time because no Zion and Brandon Ingram, who has the big contract, has 2 points, and you're tied. That's a problem, Larry. That's a huge problem. And Oklahoma City is a young team, but they got to grow up quickly.
It's something about these young teams when they excel during the season and they get into these playoffs, and then you have these experienced teams who they face against.
Yeah.
You
Well, I
know,
will
you
say the
know
C.
this.
Yeah.
You know
CJ
this from
McCollum does
watching.
have 9. Yeah, CJ
Go
McCollum
ahead.
does have 9 points. So that's pretty big.
But you know from watching sports for a long time, you can be hot and young and hot during the regular season. But
Hmm.
once I'm not saying that the Pelicans are all that experienced, but they do have more postseason experience than the Thunder.
Well,
It is like you said, it's going to be very interesting.
we'll look out for Case and Wallace in this series as well. He's what? He's only 20 years old. I mean, he's only 20 years old, man. So I mean, this guy was born in 2003. My goodness. And so, look out for young guys. Look out for young guys like that who have to contribute in this series. But yeah, but the thing is, with the Pelicans, I mean, the the Pelicans aren't some old team either. I mean, even you look at Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram's still 26 years old.
Oh
It's like
wow,
he's been in the league for 10 years.
yeah.
Yeah, Ingram doesn't turn. I don't think 27 till next year. So
Oh
yeah,
wow.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Even Zion is Zion's 23. He won't be 20. He'll be 24 this year. This is still a very young Oklahoma, New Orleans Pelicans team. I mean,
I would like to
Valanciunas
know
is
what his injury status is for the rest of this for this
well.
series, because if he
I
comes
can tell
back,
you,
like,
yeah. Well, I can tell you this. I popped my hamstring before running. Um, hopefully, and I think he is. Hopefully he's getting treatment around the clock. Um, he's gonna have to stay off of it, but he is gonna have to get it rehabbed as well. Depending on the severity. See, the other night when it looked like he knew he was hurt, it didn't look like it was the severe type where you have to get surgery or you got to like be out for 2 months. But if this is almost like Orlando. This series really doesn't start for me till it gets back to New Orleans. But by game three, if you can steal a game in Oklahoma City and you can get to game three, I think he can come back. But it has to be on a limited basis. I don't think he'll really, with that type of body injury, he won't really be healthy until the Western Conference Finals. Honestly,
damn.
yeah. With that type of injury, it takes a while. It takes a while, and you don't want to risk further injury to other parts of your body. You remember back then people say, "Oh, I got a hammy, I got a hammy." No, I mean them hamstrings are serious business, bro. It can
Not to
cause
mention
other
you're doing a
issues.
lot of running up and down the court,
Yeah,
up and
and
down the
and and,
court.
and his game is being explosive. So I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, Larry, we're down to our last topic here. As like I said, me and you got things we got to do. So blast off, sir. Let the world know how you feel.
One word, actually two words. Kendrick Lamar. We waiting on you. TikTok. I don't want to like push the drama and all the beef and all
No, no,
that.
it's. I mean,
This is competitiveness.
it's hip hop. That's what I'm
It's
saying.
hip hop. It's
We can still keep it
competitiveness.
competitive. Yeah, 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 yeah.
We need this. Where you
Yes.
at? This man basically calling you out. He waiting on you. Where you at, man? Don't make us wait. Do not make us wait. That's all I
What do you
got to
think?
say.
What do you think about Chris Brown? You think he delivered a TKO?
Oh my God. That wasn't a TKO, man. That was a Undertaker putting Kane through the casket and
That was a Triple H burial,
and
wasn't it?
yeah, yeah. I don't know how Quavo comes back from this.
Well, I'm still a huge fan. I'm still a huge fan of the Migos. Is one of my favorite all time groups. People can laugh at me all once. I don't care. Migos is one of my all time favorite groups. I still listen to T-Shirt all the time. I still listen to um all my favorite Migos songs. So, but hey, Chris Brown is an R&B dude. But yeah, that was kind of rough, man. But hey, you know how us Virginia dudes do, man.
Quavo gonna have to bring yeah, he gonna have to bring the guns out on this one. I'm not
I
promoting
mean,
violence, but I'm just saying Well,
No. Because we saw what happened in Miami that time with the van. They can't do that again.
no.
But I'll tell you this though: if Takeoff gets involved, it's gonna be a fight. If Takeoff wants to get in his feelings and he wants to, defend his brother, uh, his old mate.
Offset.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Offset is the type of dude, man. Offset's the type of dude, man, where he'll fight. He used to be called. I remember DJ Academics used to call him the Super Savage back in the day.
I seen that
Back
one video that they was in a
back before the
court.
Migos got saved, basically.
Yeah, yeah. Like this was like peak Migos, like before they really like took off. This man was
Became mainstream.
all of them was sitting on the they was standing on the stage, and my man just sitting there just waiting for some shit to pop off, and he dove into the crowd like he don't care.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
yeah,
people. People forget these Migos, dude. Migos used to be crazy, man. These dudes went to the heart of Chicago. When I'm talking about when Chicago was like doing, I'm talking about like during the Lil Reese days, when Lil Reese was younger, and they was really wild. They still wild in Chicago, but ain't nothing like it was in the 2010s. I mean, Jesus Christ, when Chief Keef was still in Chicago, stuff like that. But yeah, but I ain't gonna talk about too many hood politics too much because that might get somebody in trouble. So I ain't gonna do that too much.
let's keep it competitive
Let's keep it competitive. That's it. Let's
as
keep it
best as we
competitive
can, as
and
best
keep
as
it
we
on wax.
can.
Yeah, let's keep it on wax. And hopefully Quavo and Chris Brown can squash their beef. Listen, brothers, stop dying over females. Stop dying over females.
Definitely,
Unless her name is Janet Jackson.
there are millions out here.
Yes,
Millions.
exactly. It's millions of women, and that's a joke. I'm just playing. There's millions of women out here. Stop losing your life, over, you know, you know, you know. Even though it's valuable when we love it, don't stop losing life over it. My final word tonight, my blast off is shout out to Stephen A. Smith. Shout out to all the black celebrities who pushed the needle, who pushed the COVID vaccine. I say shout out to you because now people are here getting sick. People are here developing cancer. People are here developing blood clots. We got record numbers of people getting heart attacks. You claim that mental health was taken seriously, but now I look at mental health. I think I look at mental health and I feel like you all are taking it as a joke. I remember when Americans were cared for. You know, our nurses, our doctors were getting props. They don't get those props anymore. Um, I remember when we came together, tried to come together as a people, as a world. That didn't work. That's not like that anymore. Tried to defund the police. What happened? Especially a lot of communities in this country have become more dangerous and people are dying out here even more. 2020 was a horrible time. People missed cancer screenings. People out there got cancer right now because they missed screenings because people couldn't go to the doctor. We got people who miss time with their grandparents, their loved ones. We have people driving by honking their horns for birthday parties. But yet and still, you stinky politicians were able to meet up and do whatever you want to. I know Diddy was still having his parties. That's for damn sure. And I know people may think I'm joking. I'm fucking serious. Everything is a game out here. Everything is politics. Where are the good politicians? People are still getting COVID. There's people out there got 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot, 4 shot, 5 shot, 6 shot, and they're still getting sick. Again, people are developing blood clots, all that type of stuff. Don't even let me bring up the Tuskegee experiments. There was a time I was like, again, I said shout out to Stephen A. Smith because I saw something where he was saying that black folks, why aren't we getting the vaccine? Well, because people weren't trusting. And now, again, people out here getting cancer. Inflation is crazy. And we call this blast off because we blast off any topic. It don't got to be sports. But look at inflation. Larry, you go to the supermarket, buy 3 things, it's $20. Americans are struggling. But yet and still last night I see that they're sending more aid overseas. Billions of dollars to other countries. Billions. People really think that that red and blue matter in this country. They don't. Republican, Democrat, none of that stuff matters. Americans need to come together. Americans need to put away childish things. See how the media made us go against each other with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese? They made it a race thing. See how easy it is to make people go against each other? We have to come together, not in tragedy, but all the way around. You pay your taxes. You pay these people to do things to help you and your family, not the other way around. They don't tell you what to do. We are their boss. The president, the local officials, we are their boss. In the last 24 hours, I have received some crazy news. And I was getting ready to cancel this show tonight because I didn't know how I was going to come on. My heart is heavy right now. I'm going through a lot right now. But when you love what you do and you want something bad and you want to make an impact, you make it happen. No excuses. You can look in my eyes right now and see that it ain't all good. But what is good is me being able to come on here and talk to you all, give you all the truth. Because that's all I can do is tell you the truth. That's my blast off. Larry, you got any words, sir? Final words.
Beautiful said, brother. Beautiful said. I have nothing else.
Yeah. All I can say is God bless America. God bless the people. You can take the guns away, but people will find other ways to kill. You can't change people's hearts. Only thing you can do is pray about it and hope that we find leaders. But let me tell you something, and I'll end it off like this. You may have killed all the leaders off, and you may put comedians in place, but no, there shall be a rise again, and we will have people who will help the people rise. We shall rise again, not just as a black people, but as a people from everywhere. We shall rise again, and we shall make this a better world and a better place. Stop with the politics and do right by the people. That's all I ask. For Larry Patterson, for Robb Johnson, y'all have a great night.